Give your heart to me. I can never let you go. Unless you gon' do me dirty, then baby I gotta let you know. Would you do your part for me? But they tell me no. Ain't nobody else concern me what they see.
Hey guys, it's your boy AK, and today I'm here with another video, and I'll be talking about my time working in Amazon warehouse. But before I get into the story, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and follow my socials. My Instagram, my TikTok should be here on the screen somewhere. So yeah, let's get into the video. So I've only had 2 jobs in my life. So the first one, well, long story short, they made me a scammer without my knowledge. So I basically became a scammer without my knowledge and almost joined a cult, but I'll do a story time on that another time. And my second job, Amazon warehouse. And for those of you who know about Amazon warehouse, the trenches is the ghetto. Like it's a unique experience, that's what can be said. The trauma that will be inflicted upon you in such a short space of time, I don't know where else you're gonna find that. But one thing it's taught me for sure is I can never work for anyone. Like I don't even know who to blame, whether it's Jeff Bezos, capitalism, the devil. I'll blame myself, but I know I'm the victim, so I'm innocent. I'm the actual victim because I was the one who was being traumatized. But anyway, all that I know is that every time I've worked, I've suffered. So let me set the scene. So summer before uni, I get my job at Amazon warehouse. I just want to work there quickly, make some quick money for freshen up for uni, so that I'm comfortable with that, as if for the beginning of uni. So cool, I get my job there, and I'm just like, cool, I can do it. A warehouse job, I heard about it, but it can't be as bad as they say. I was wrong. If you think this is your warning, listen. If you don't listen, my friend says to me before I joined, you know they call these places plantations, like, and he said to me, he was warning me about the job, I wouldn't listen. He said to me, don't die for cash, and those who don't listen, they will fail. I didn't listen, so I failed. Of course I failed. So anyway, I worked at Amazon for 3 weeks. You think I worked there for 5 years the way I'm talking about it, but those 3 weeks were enough. So I just wanted to get some quick money before uni, and honestly, it was one of the worst times in my life. Was it worth the money? Yes and no. Yes, because that money lasted. No, because the way I suffered, But anyway, first of all, the hours. Those hours are inhumane. I'll be real. 8 p.m. to 6:30 a.m. You get 2 breaks. You get 2 30-minute breaks. The first one is at 11. Second one is at 3 or 3:30. The way time flies during those breaks. It's ridiculous. Honestly, I'm being so honest. I'm not even exaggerating. I felt like I was in prison. So on top of that as well, so it was night shift, and then the long hours. Then the rules are so stupid. Like you couldn't listen to music here, and no phones allowed in the warehouse, like past like the lockers. You had to leave everything in the lockers. Leave your AirPods, your phone, all of that, and you weren't allowed to listen to music or anything like that. And you basically couldn't talk, because let me even explain my role. What I was doing what they call packing here. So the way it works is that you have your workstation, and then you have your workstation here, then then the conveyor belt is on the left, then there's the shelves in front of you. Then each workstation is like that. If you're done packing, then behind the shelves is the person in front of you, the person in front. So you can't really talk unless you come out of your workstation. If you come out, obviously the supervisor will see that you're not working, so you can't really do that. Another thing that made the job like just so long was the mundane nature of the task is so boring. Like you genuinely feel like you're dying of boredom. Bro, you're doing that for 8 hours. 8 hours. No music, no talking, nothing like that. Then what else? The people, The people were calm. Most of the people I work with were calm. Apart from a couple, but I'll get to those in a second. Most of the people I work with were calm. Like one thing about working a job like that, like a real job, you'll be working with you'll be in the minority, especially if you're young. I only worked like 2-3 other people around my age here. All the others were older. Like I was working with 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds. And then and you actually make best friends with someone who's like who's old enough to be your parent. Like my work friends, they're like in their 30s, 40s, and like they're also chill and so calm. Like I got along with them really well. Like they were really nice people. So like let me get into like how I was finding the job. Yeah, so bro, I felt like I was losing my mind. That's how I felt. Because honestly, it was horrible. That job will make you hate your life. Like the time, you know when time is moving at snail's pace, it felt like I could feel every second. It felt like I could feel every second that I was moving by. That's how slowly time would go. Like the way time moves at that place is not real. It's as if once you step inside, real time ends, Amazon time begins. Bro, I couldn't hack it. I couldn't hack it. Like I was struggling. Like there were days where, no, not even days. I did this almost every day I was working there. I was like in a shift, yeah. I would go to the toilet like maybe like 10 times. And I was like half the time I wouldn't even need the toilet. It's just so that I can go inside and have a moment to myself so I don't lose my mind, so I don't go mad. Like I'll just go inside for like, I don't know, I'll take a break for like 15-20 minutes. I'll just be giving myself breaks because I needed it. I actually needed it. And I'll be praying for strength that God help me. Like when you're working, you forget that the real world exists. It's like nothing exists but Amazon. Nothing exists but you, that conveyor belt, your thoughts and those packages, nothing else. Honestly, this is the kind of job that you would think I'm exaggerating until you do it. But thing is, the one thing I would say is the pay was sweet. The pay, when you receive that paycheck, you forget about all your troubles. I'll be real. One story that you guys want to hear. So I said I'll come back to the people at work. Yeah, there was a girl I met at work. Yeah, I can't even remember her name. I'll be real because this was like almost a year ago. But let's call her Amazon Bay. So I met this girl there, and then she introduced me to the other girl, and this other girl, Amazon Bay. Yeah, in fact, let me stop calling her Amazon Bay because she was never my bae. Like, that girl was scary. Let me call her. I'm gonna call her Patricia. Yeah, we're scrapping Amazon Bay. Her name's Patricia from now on. Immediately, I preferred the friend that introduced me to Patricia because Patricia was just that. Yeah, she just wasn't my kind of person. Like this girl was rude, just rude. Like she was so rude, and then also like I could just tell like yeah, I should probably like stay away from this girl. You know, you just get off fast from someone. You know that first of all, Patricia was not a serious worker. Like every time I looked over to her station, because she'd always be on the opposite side from me. She would never be working. She'd always be sitting down and like never working, talking to people, walking around the station, which is kind of understandable because it was slave labor. I'll be real, but then like people at work are trying to move to her. Yeah? So there was this like I don't call him an uncle, but like he was old. He was like not old, but he was older than us. He was in like his 30s, trying to move to her. Like one American guy, yeah, and he came up to her. And like he tried to feed her grapes, like he was just like, I like my ladies don't meat on their bones. I was just like, brother, relax. Like, how are you in your 30s and getting like that? But anyway, there were also like other uncles trying to move to her, and then there was this guy who was just like he was around our age, and then he was always wearing an LV hat, yeah. So we called him LV hat. So he would always be trying to move to Patricia and telling her, I can fly you out. I'll do this for you. I'll do this. Just talking. Let's go in my car. Let's do this. Let's do that. I was just like, I don't really care. It's none of my business. The only reason I knew this is because I'd see him trying to move to her, and Patricia would also tell me, and she'd always be telling me, I'm not feeling the guy. He's this, he's that. He has no shame. He's desperate. He's this, that. Just like she's like, bro, she did not rate the guy. But then I'd always see her entertaining him. Like the guy would be over there working. She'll go to him just for entertainment, just because she's bored. Now that just didn't sit well with me. Cause like, why are you playing with the guy? Just tell him straight and leave him alone. And bro, you know when someone's just rude and they're also rude to you in a way that you know how like you might banter with your friends like you're this, you're that. Like you know how it's annoying when someone you're not friends with, you're like, you guys, we're not guys, and you're coming and talking to me as if you're one of my guys. Like, let's not do that. It just wasn't it that her vibe just wasn't right. So like I was just uncomfortable around her. I just never wanted to be around her. Yeah, one time she was being rude to me, just like swearing at me, loads and stuff. I was just thinking that me and you are mates. Just leave me alone. And then the other girl who introduced us, she wasn't at work that day. So she said that like me and Patricia just stick together. I was just like, yeah, yeah, it's not happening. Like, bro, I ditched this petition. I ditched this petition, babe. Like, I just left her. So like, I was really getting the kind of vibe, like, you know, those girls are just like, she's one of those girls that just like attention. They just want attention, and that they'll do almost anything for it. So one day, like, I was just there, and I saw her, and she was wearing these cycling shorts, like these short cycling shorts, and I was just like, well, you know what, but like, it's just not practical. Like, it's Amazon, is where I was like, wear joggers or something. Like, it's just not making sense. So I was just like, why are you wearing cycling shorts? I didn't say it to her, I was just thinking, like, that's just so impractical. Later on, we're walking out, and I like, by this point, I know to avoid her, like, I just stay away from her. And then she comes to me, like, she was talking about her bum to me, and me, I don't know why I did not initiate convo. I didn't want to speak to her, and she just said, "Oh, I'm working at Amazon, so I can get a BBL. Oh, my bum's too small. My bum's too big. It needs to be bigger. Oh, look. Don't you think it's small? Oh, is it okay? Just trying to get me to look at her bum." And okay, I have no interest in this girl. And as a man of God, like, I refuse to do such, man. Like, bro, God before babes every day of the week. So I was just like, nah, like, why should I be looking at your bum? Oh, I don't. And then she was trying to convince, like, she was almost like, not even, yeah, she was almost like begging me to look. She was like, oh, look, so like grabbing my arm. And bear in mind that this is inside the building, like, there's people around and stuff. I'm just like, what are you doing? Just like grabbing my arm, trying to get me to look. It's just like, oh, like, don't you think it's big? Don't you think it's small? Just trying to get me to talk about her bum and look at it. And then she just started getting in my space. You know, when like, yeah, like, just in my space, like, bro, she was not coming close to me, trying to talk and be like whispering and be doing all these things. I said, Madam, respect yourself, because what do I look like to you? Do I look like a jigger? Like, like, respect yourself and respect me as well, because do I look like the kind to be doing such? You know, when you just meet Jezebels, like, like, I've met so many Jezebels in my life, just trying to like, take me off my path. I'm just like, And then she was one of those girls, yeah, that, you know, when you say no to them, it seems like they hear yes. It seems like almost as if your no makes them feel like I need to try harder. Like, no is no. No actually means no. No is no. Like, is it? It's not hard to understand. It's not math. It's not science. Because they tell you it's simple English. Like, me or man to understand. It's simple English. But anyway, like, that was just one of the things that occurred here. As I said earlier, the pay was very good. But the one thing I didn't like about it was HMRC. They stole from me. They showed me. They took over £300 from me, which I still haven't got back. But like, my tax return is coming soon. So yeah. And then the last thing to really mention, that when I quit this job, I cried tears of joy. Like, I'm not a crier. I don't cry. Like, I could go years without crying. But like, when I left that gate for the last time, the tears were coming out of my eye. I was celebrating like I've never celebrated before. Like, I felt like I felt my shackles come off. Take the shackles off my feet so I can die. That's what I felt like. That's what happened in that moment. The shackles were gone. I was free. When I was like thinking about this video, just prepping for it, just made me deep here that I don't really care about building a career in the traditional sense. That I just want to find an enjoyable and preferably easy way to make money so that I can enjoy my life and I don't have to work a job I hate for 40 years. Take it in that people spend 40 plus years working jobs that they hate and getting 2 weeks of holiday. 2 weeks in an entire year, in a 365, 52 weeks, 2 weeks, you're telling me you're working non-stop for 2 weeks of holiday. Like, it's not adding up. Where's the enjoyment? Is that not slavery? Like, the thought of working for someone for 50 plus years just makes me feel sick. Like, I might as well be in the cotton fields and my ancestors picking, because like, what's actually the point? Something that's always going to me is like, well, born out of nowhere, forced to get an education, and then forced to go and work. Like, what if I wanted to be a duck? Like, what if I wanted to be a termite? What if that was my dream? But no, like, you're just bored out of me. I'm forced to go and work and slave away. Like, like, I'm not saying I'm opposed to work, But what I hate is the fact that there's no choice, either work or die. And there's barely a work-life balance in this life. Just seems like it's just like work for like such a minimal reward. I get that you have to work to stay alive, but it's just the whole working life, just working world, just does not seem great. One thing, I end this on a positive here. One thing I like about our generation is that people are refusing to go the traditional route, and that they're doing what they actually want to do with their lives, and building the kind of lives that they actually want, rather than just working for ages for no reward, and just working for ages and when they actually hate it. I just wanted to share that with you guys real quick. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, add on my socials, and I'll see you next time.
I put the best hotel top floor. I can't stay out when it's not top drawer. Full body mirror, have you got your contour? I got room service, but you said you want more. And I bought this a drink that cost 2.5.